Everyone, welcome back to the channel. Please like, share, subscribe to the videos. Um, Today, what I'll talk about is for some of you that don't know, or the ones that haven't been that are new to watching this. I've been married 3 times. I'm right now my third marriage. But I'll talk about the first time I got married. That was back in, I want to say it was in maybe 2005. I think it was 2005, somewhere in the early 2000s. My mom used to work at a spot over in Pacific Palisades, one of those retirement homes for rich people out there. And it was right there, right next to Santa Monica Pier. So I think that's Pacific Palisades, but it was right there by the Santa Monica Pier. And one day my mom called me and she says, "Hey," she said, we're just bullshitting. She tells me like, "Hey, check it out. There's this girl that I work with. She's a real nice looking girl. She's a little bit younger than you. She's Armenian. And for almost a year now, she's been asking me about you. She sees your picture on my desk and she always asks me about you. And she always asks me to introduce you to her, that she wants to get to know you. But she goes, I've been telling her no because I work with her, so I've been telling her no. And she goes, so yesterday she comes in here and we're talking, and then she says, she's looking at your picture and she's like, I really like your son. I think he's good looking. He's very handsome. Why don't you just, introduce me to him? And my mom's like she's like, I told her no because he's my son. I know how he is. He's my son. And no matter what he does wrong, he's still my son. So I'm always be on his side. Me and you have to work together. So I wouldn't want to be involved in anything like that. And she's like, I promise you that I won't involve you. I will not involve you at all. Just introduce me to him. So she's like, that's why I'm calling you, because this girl's been bugging me for almost a year already for me to introduce you to her. So I says, well, give her my phone number if you want. So she gives it to her. And I think it was that same day, I get a text message from this girl. And think, yeah, she did send me some pictures of herself. She already knew what I looked like. I didn't know what she looked like. So she sent me some pictures of herself, and I was, you know, I was surprised, because yeah, she was really good looking. So, and I was just wondering, like, what she want, what she want with me. You know what I mean? Like, because at that time I was pretty husky. And the way she looked, me and her did not fit with one another. You know what I mean? She looked more bougie, more upscale. You know what I mean? So, I'm from the street. You know what I mean? I'm all tatted up and shit, and she's like like prissy. So whatever we were texting, that started at the beginning of the week. We're texting, and the following weekend was Father's Day, but I wasn't gonna have my kids that weekend. So she asked me, she's like, "What are you doing this Saturday?" And I says, "Well, I'm not doing anything." She says, "You have kids, don't you?" I said, "Yeah, I have 5 kids." And she's like, you're gonna see your kids on Father's Day? I said, no, I don't have them this weekend. So they're with their mother this weekend. And so she's like, well, how about, can I take you out for Father's Day? Now you gotta remember back then, this is when I was living in Mariloma. I used to live in this really small house. I mean, it was very small. When you walked through the front door, it was very narrow and long. It was probably maybe 10 feet wide. Went down probably like 40 feet. Small little living room, small kitchen attached to the living room, and then there was a door. There was a room back there with another room that had a bathroom. It was really, really small. I was barely making it. That's why I lived there because I was barely making it. I think I was paying like $450 a month, which was good because, like I said, I really didn't have much money because I was paying so much child support. So I was nickel and diming it. I didn't really have money to be doing all kind of shit at that time. So she was like, what if I come pick you up and I take you out for Father's Day? We can hang out." So I was just like, well, I had a little bit of money on me, like a couple $100. So I was like, ah, fuck it, we can go out and I can spend a little bit of money, you know what I mean, to go out to dinner or something. So I told her, yeah, that's fine. So she showed up at my house that Saturday. It's the first time I see her. I think at that time she was driving yeah, she thinks at the time she was driving a silver Lexus, and I'm over here driving at that time like a 71 Monte Carlo. Uh, so again, like we're from two different places, you know what I mean? She's more upscale and I'm a street dude, so I didn't think that anything was gonna come of it, I thought it was in well, we hang out one time and that'll be it. So she calls me when she's getting off the freeway. She's like, I'm almost there. I'm getting off the freeway right now. So I said, all right. So I have my door open. That way I can see when she pulls up at the end of the driveway. And I see her car pull up. So like I go out the front door and the driveway is really long. So she's parked on the outside of the fence next to the street. And she gets out. And I was just like, when I saw her, it was even better than the pictures. You know what I mean? I was just like, what the fuck is this girl doing over here? You know what I mean? Uh, like, what does she want with me? You know what I mean? She was dressed like in jeans and high heels and like a kind of like a spaghetti strap blouse, but she was like well proportioned. You know what I mean? Like she was a nice looking girl. And so when I see her walking toward me, and I'm like, that's what I was thinking. Like, what the fuck's this girl want with me? You know what I mean? What is she doing over here? And she walks up and she has a bag in her hand, a little gift bag in her hand, and she walks up and she hugs me like if she knew me already. And then but she's hugging me like really tight. And she's like, I'm so glad to meet you. I've been wanting to meet you for a long time. And she pulls away and she kisses me like I said, like if she knew who I was. Like if we had been seeing each other for years. You know what I mean? She kisses me like that. And I'm like, what the fuck? Okay, whatever. And then she's like, here, I have this for you. And I said, what's that? She's like, it's Father's Day. So like, I have a gift for you. And I was like, you didn't have to bring me nothing. She's like, but I want to. It's Father's Day. She's like, open it. So it was a bottle of cologne and a card. And she's like, that card, I had that card made. It's not, you don't buy that at a store. I had it made especially for you. And so, she gave me this card. I read it, and I was just like, I was taken aback by the way she was acting toward me. Like, if she knew me. And so everything started off good. She's like, what do you want to do? I said, well, we can go sit down and have some dinner and some drinks or whatever. And she's like, well, what about, it's Father's Day, so I want to treat you. And I'm like, well, you don't have to do that. You already gave me a gift. You don't even have to do that. And she says, well, I want to. It's Father's Day, so it's on me. She's like, don't worry about it. I just got my bonus check from work anyway, so it's no big deal. This is like free money to me. And so I'm just like, well, what do you want to do? She's like, do you like casinos? And I says, "No, well, I really don't go to. I've been to casinos, but I really don't. It's not really my thing." And she's like, "Well, you don't like to gamble?" And I says, and I was thinking to myself, like, "Fuck, I can't go to a goddamn casino because I'm like, got like maybe like $200 on me to last me for like another 2 weeks." So I'm like thinking to myself, like, trying to tell her, like, no, I don't want to go to the casino. And I said, I really don't like throwing money away like that. It's not my thing. And so she says, don't worry about it. I'm gonna take care of everything. So she's like, it's for Father's Day. I want to take you out and I want to treat you. So she's like, let's go to the casino. We can have dinner over there. We have drinks and we can go fuck around at the slot machines or whatever. So I was like, I was hesitant, but I said, okay, fuck it. So we went. We ended up going to Pachanga. And so we get there and we're walking around. I can't remember if we went and had dinner and drinks, but I do. I don't think we did. We get there and we're walking around, just walking to the casino. And she says, do you like playing cards? Or do you like slot machines? I said, I don't like slot machines. I like cards because I know how to play poker and all that shit. So yeah, I play blackjack too, but I play more poker than I would blackjack. So, but yes, I do know how to play blackjack. So she's like, well, let's go to the blackjack table. So we went over to a blackjack table and a couple spots opened up. And she reaches in her purse and she pulls out, I think it was like $1,000. I think it was $1,000. And she handed it to me. She said, here, buy in, get your chips. And I was like, you ain't got to give me this money. She's like, but I want to. I want you to have a good time. It's Father's Day and you deserve to have a good time. And it's my treat. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about the money. It's okay. I said, I don't feel comfortable. She's like, it's okay. Don't worry about it. Believe me, I have money. I'm not worried about it. It's my bonus money. It doesn't matter to me. So I get $1,000 worth of chips, and I sit down. She doesn't sit down. She's like, I'm gonna stand right here and you play. I want to watch you play. So start playing, start winning. But again, you know how it is. You get in the tables, you start winning, you start betting bigger, start betting bigger. So I started betting higher because she was even like encouraging it too. She was like, double it, double it. You know what I mean? I was winning and she was like, double that shit, double it. And then I would lose and she wouldn't say it like, she's like, throw more out there. It's okay, it's okay. So I ended up losing all of it. Then I really felt like shit. But she was like, oh, fuck it. It's only money. As long as you had a good time, it doesn't matter. So we take off, we start walking around. Um, we were there for a while. And then we might have went and got something to eat after that. We might have sat down and ate. I really can't remember. It's been so long. We might have got something because we started heading back and it was late. And we get back to my house and she says, because it was late. I said, look, if you want to go home, that's fine with me. If you want to stay here, you can stay here. I'll sleep on the couch and you can sleep in my bed. And she's like, no, I want to stay here with you. I don't want to go home. I want to stay with. I want to spend the rest of the night here with you. So I said, okay. So she's like, I brought a bag. So oh, all right. Like I was surprised. She went in the trunk and she pulled out a bag with all her clothes and shit in it. And we went to my house. And so we're just sitting there on the couch and we're talking and just talking about life or whatever. Oh, there's one thing I forgot to mention. On the way back from the casino, we leave the casino, we get up to the 15, and we're barely just getting toward Lake Elsinore. And she's she says, "What would you say if I told you if she what would you do if I kept on going and I passed your exit and I drove us to Vegas? What would you say? What would you do?" I said, like, drove us to Vegas. Yeah, she's like, yes. What if I told you that I would like to marry you and I'm willing to drive right now straight to Vegas and we can get married, me and you? She goes, I really like you. I've been wanting to meet you for a long time. And now that I'm here with you and we're getting along so well, she's like, I think that, I would love to go to Vegas and me and you can get married. Okay, I wouldn't been with this girl for like 4 or 5 hours, whatever it is, 5, 6 hours, whatever it was, I'm thinking to myself, the fuck is she talking? I'm thinking she's fucking around, I'm like, are you serious? And she's like, yeah, I'm serious. I will keep going. If you say yes, I will keep going, and we'll go to Vegas. We go into one of those chapels out there, and we'll get married. I would like to marry you, and I'm like, I can't do that. She's like, why can't you? And I said, because I just can't. I met you today. I can't do that. And I said, I mean, what the hell? I go, what would I tell my kids? You know what I mean? They don't even know who you are. You know what I mean? Like, just can't do that. And she's like, we don't have to tell anybody, but we can get married. She goes, I would like to marry you. And I said, I mean, it's just like, I can't do that. I cannot do that. And she's like, really? You wouldn't do it? And I said, I can't. I can't do that. We don't know each other that well, you know what I mean? And she's like, but I feel like I know you. All this shit, I feel like I've known you my whole life and all the other crap. I can't. I'm sorry, but I cannot do that. She's like, I understand. It's okay, I understand. So then we went to my house, and that's when I said, you can stay or you can go. It doesn't matter. It's up to you. She's like, no, I want to stay with you. I don't want to go home. So she goes, I brought my bag. So I said, okay. So she stayed. So we're talking and everything. And she was going through a photo album that I had there in my living room of old pictures of me and friends and shit like that. And so we're talking about that. And so she stayed. And ever since then, we were together all the time. She lived in Sherman Oaks. I lived in Mira Loma, which is next to Riverside. My house like almost every other day. She would leave. She worked in Santa Monica, Pacific Palisades, but she would be at my house almost like every other day. So she would drive all the way from Pacific Palisades. Like she would leave work and drive all the way to Maryland and stay with the night with me, and then leave early in the morning, go back to Santa Monica, and then go home for the day and whatever. Now at this time, her parents were in Armenia. They were on vacation out there, so they would stay out there. The dad had his own business. They lived in Northridge. The dad had his own business that him and his son had together. The son was running the business. The dad was over, went to vacation with the mom in Armenia, but they had been gone for like 5 or 6 months. They were staying out there. So I didn't know them. Didn't know her brother. Didn't know nothing about it. I was just hanging out with her. And we were hanging out for a while. And then she said it again. She wanted to get married. So I said, okay, fuck it. Like it wasn't something new. I had already been seeing her for a while. So me and her went and got married at the Ivy House, I think it was called in Inglewood. That's where a lot of my family members got married. Me and her made an appointment. I went and got a suit and all that shit. She got a dress, and me and her went by ourselves without telling anybody we got married. Then I told my mom and all them in my family. Now my mom still was working with her, so I think my mom had already knew that me and her were gonna get married. I think I had told my mom. So, we go and we got married. then she started saying, she wanted to look into buying a house in Pasadena. That she wanted me and her to get with a realtor so we can go look for a house in Pasadena that was far away, like halfway to her work and halfway to my work. Now I don't have no Pasadena money, but she had that. She was making really good money. She was I want to say it was a marketing executive or some bullshit like that. Yeah, marketing executive, I think it was. She made really good money. I mean, she was getting big ass bonuses, which was thousands of dollars in bonuses, and so she was making really good money. And so she wanted to move to Pasadena. And I'm thinking like, okay, if that's what you want. I mean, I ain't got the money to live in Pasadena, but you got money to live in Pasadena, so fuck it. So we were gonna start looking for a house in Pasadena. She also had a son. I never met him before. I don't think I had introduced my kids to her yet. So she tells me, hey, my parents came back from Armenia, and I want to take you to introduce you to my parents. So I says, okay, that's fine. She said, okay, I need you to get dressed up. Like you can't go in your regular clothes. I need you to be dressed up. So we're gonna go and get you a nice suit. So I'm like, yeah, whatever, that's fine. So I go down. Me and her go to Nordstrom's, and she buys me a suit, like a fitted suit too. It wasn't like this is like it was a very uncomfortable fitted suit for me. I mean, because I'm not used to that. Um, and we go to her house, her parents' house, and we we go inside. There's nobody in the living room, so she's like, "Just sit down. I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna go get my brother." So she goes gets the brother. The brother comes out with his wife, and he sits down. He starts talking to me, like he didn't really give a fuck that what she does, because she had already been married before. You know what I mean? She had a son. She had been married before. He really didn't give a fuck. He was more like Americanized. Then the grandmother comes out. The grandmother's like an old lady. She don't speak no English. She comes out, she sits down, and she starts talking, but she's talking in Armenian, and the brother's telling what she's saying. She's just pretty much like she don't give a fuck either. She understands her granddaughter lives in America, and you can do what you want here. It's not Armenia. She's like, I don't care about them old school, like what do you call it? Like the parents, where they hook each other's kids up with each other to get married. She's like, she wasn't into that shit. She's like, well, she's in America. She can do whatever she wants. Then the mom and dad come out, and the dad is missing his fucking leg. He has a cane. He's missing one leg. He comes walking out like he's hopping out. The mom sits down. The dad sits down, and they're just staring at me. They're not saying anything. They don't speak English. They're just staring at me. And then all of a sudden, he just starts going off. He's not going off on me. He's going off on her. He's just, I don't know what he's saying, but he's fucking going off on her. And then the mom starts on her. Then the grandmother starts saying stuff to them. So I'm just sitting there like uncomfortable as hell. And the brother's just like telling me like he's pissed off at her that she did that she got married, and he doesn't approve of you because of you being Mexican. I'm gonna be straight up with you. He's saying that he doesn't approve of you, that your people are dirty and blah blah blah, this and that, and they're not good people, and all this other bullshit. So the more he's saying to me, the more pissed off I'm getting. Like, I'm just listening to the brother, and he's like, my grandmother is yelling at him, telling him this is her life. She can do what she wants. She's in America. This is American ways of doing things. You can't force her to marry who you want her to marry, and all this other shit. She can do whatever she wants here. She already tried it with an Armenian. They had a kid together. They got divorced. That ship has sailed. They've done that. She's done it already. She can do whatever she wants. She's an adult. The dad and the mom are fucking on her, just telling her shit. She's crying over here, and I'm just sitting there uncomfortable, like fuck, you know. Mom and dad get up and they walk out. They leave. They yell at her and they get up and walk out. And he's the brother's like he doesn't want to deal with it. My dad's like fuck that. He don't want to deal with it. He's out. The grandmother's talking to him to the brother, telling the brother like telling him don't worry about it. They'll get over it. Don't worry about it. So she shakes my hand and she leaves, and the brother's like, I don't give a fuck what she does. It's her life. You know what I mean? You seem like a nice guy. I don't care. You know, it's my family. They're old school, and they want her to be in an arranged marriage, even though she's been married before already and divorced. But he's like, I don't give a fuck. She can do whatever she wants. So then she's like, shakes my hand. It's nice to meet you. And I hope I see you around. Whatever. So we leave, and we're driving all the way back to Maryland. She's crying in the car, and she's like, she's all sad about the whole situation. Me, I'm more upset about what the shit that dad was saying. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, who the fuck are you to sit here and say that we're dirty people? You know what I mean? And all the other things he was saying, you know, about the tattoos and all that shit. You know. So, anyways, I think a couple weeks went by. She comes to my house and she's all upset. And he tells me, she's like, she says, my dad is pissed off still, and he told me that that I need to divorce you or to get an annulment, whatever, because if I don't, he's gonna have you killed. Which I'm just like, who the fuck is this guy? Fuck this old man. I don't give a shit. Like fuck that dude. You know? She was, but I don't want to do that. You know, but he's threatening and stuff like that. But you know, that's not the way I feel. You know, I want to stay with you. That's it. You know, I don't know how much time had passed after that, but she started telling me like, I want to take you to pay to get your tattoos removed. I'll pay for all your tattoos to get removed. And she like, and then you have to dress a certain way. You have to dress a certain way. Um, no more jeans and all that stuff. He wears like slacks because she didn't wear tennis shoes. She wore nothing but high heels. She had no pair of tennis shoes, no sandals. She didn't dress like that. She wore her jeans were like 200, $300 jeans. Her shoes were like $300 shoes. She didn't wear no cheap shit. Hold on. Sorry about that. Dog's going fucking crazy in the house. So yeah, she used to wear expensive clothes. So she would tell me like, you need to dress like this. I'll buy you all the clothes, you know, slacks, button-up shirts, ties, dress shoes, and then the way you have your hair cut, you know, don't cut your hair like that no more. I want you to cut your hair certain this way, and your goatee, you know, I really don't like that. The mustache is okay, but the goatee, no. And she's telling me this shit, and I'm like, what do you mean? Like, what fuck, what are you talking about? She's like, yeah, you have to present yourself differently. I said, I ain't gotta do shit. This is where you met me. And she's like, yeah, but all the tattoos, you need to just get them taken off. I'll pay for it to all be taken off. I said, no, no. This is where you met me, and this is where I'm gonna stay. And she's like, but you have to do it like this because it's just my family. That I said, you know what? I don't give a fuck about your family. I said, this is the way you really feel. She's like, yeah. I said, okay, then we'll do it like this. Whatever you have here in my house, get it out of here. Take your shit with you today, and don't come back here no more. And she's like, what do you mean? I said, yeah, don't come back here no more. Fill out the paperwork, and we'll get this shit annulled, and that'll be it. But don't come here no more. And she's like, you want to end it? I said, that's it. I'm not changing for you and your fucking family. And as far as I'm concerned, fuck your family. I'm not changing for you. I'm not gonna get my tattoos removed. I'm not gonna dress the way you want me to dress and come. Fuck all that. I'm not doing all that. I don't know who you think you're talking to, but I'm not doing it. So I asked you if you're serious. You said yes. So I'm serious too. Take your shit with you right now that you have here in the drawers, and don't come back here again. Don't ever come here again. I will not let you in my house. Fill out the paperwork. We'll get this whole situation taken care of, and we're done. That's it. So she did. She went and got her shit out of the drawers in the room. And when she leaves, she's like, "Are you really serious?" I said, "I'm dead serious. Don't ever come back here again. I don't ever want to see you over here again." And she left. And so she did all the paperwork and all that shit. Um, Months later, I would run into her a couple times over at the Hop over in City Industry. Uh, and it was a trip to see her because she would be dressed like really slutty. She'd have these little skirts on where you could see her ass hanging out the back. Like these little tops on with no bra, like 'cause she had big ass tits, so she would be wearing no bra. She was just like really, really slutty. And she would be like with like gangster dudes over there. And then I remember the first time she seen me, she came up to me. She was some dude. She comes to me. She's like, "Oh my god!" Like comes hugging me and say, "What the fuck are you doing?" And she's like, I miss you. I love you, and this and this and that. But I'm looking at the way she's dressed, like, who the fuck is this chick? Like she wasn't like that when she was with me. You know what I mean? So I'm like, the fuck is this bitch? Like, hey man, like, fuck away from me. And she caused a couple issues over there for me. I got into fights over there because of her. Um, she tried to come back with me, but I was like, nah. I don't. After all that happened between me and her, and then the way I see her at the Hop, uh, the way she was dressing and shit like that, and the way she was presenting herself after that, it was like, nah, I don't want to have nothing to do with this fucking girl. So yeah, we that shit ended. Um, and I saw her like I said, maybe like 2 or 3 times at the Hop, but then the Hop closed down. And so after that, I never saw her again, never heard from her again. Don't really know anything about her. That was like maybe 2006, 2006, somewhere around there. Maybe it 2007. I can't really remember. Probably 2007. I think it was the last time that I had ever saw her. So I don't know what the hell ever happened to her. But that was the first time that I had gotten married. It didn't last long. I can't say it was a lesson learned because I ended up getting married again, and that was fucked up too. Yeah, I'll talk about that one another time. Well, you know what? I can't. I did learn from it. I guess because the other two relationship marriages that I was in helped me to in this one that I'm in that I'm married my wife with my wife right now. It helped me to not be or do the things that I was doing then, and how to make things happen. You know what I mean? Not make things work because like I said before, my marriage works. I don't have to make things work. It just flows. it flows good with me and my wife. So yeah, I did learn some lessons from it. Like I said, it wasn't that long though. We were married that long, a few months, I think it was. And then we got the shit annulled, and then that was it. So, anyways, that's my story. When I got married for the first time. Thank you guys for watching the videos. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification button so you know when I'm putting out these videos. And I appreciate you guys for all you guys that are following. I really do. Thank you. And I'll be talking to you guys later.